Today is the return of a channel favorite series, and that is Out of the Vault. Out of the Vault. Today we will be checking out this entire container that I took out of the vault. It has been a while since I've done this Out of the Vault series. You guys love it, so I thought it was time that we bring it back. But everything in this one actually is stuff that's been in the vault that you've never seen before. Let's go ahead and check it out. Oh, and also our special guest for today, we have Woody from the Toy Story series.
Okay, all right, okay, that is enough.
So all of this stuff is stuff that I have gotten in one way or another, whether I picked it up online, I found it like in a thrift store when we weren't filming, or I would say 80% of it was just stuff that people gave to me, whether it be family members, friends, people at the flea market that literally are just so kind. They just were like, here, take this. So an unbelievable amount of this stuff was gifted, but because I was gifted it, I wasn't filming at that time, and I said, I'm gonna put this all in this bin, slowly but surely, and figure out what we're gonna do with it on the channel, because I love to share everything that comes in and out of the collection with you guys. So this is my chance to show you guys all the fun random stuff that people gifted me throughout this bin's lifespan. Let's do it. And because a lot of this stuff is gifts, we're not going to be evaluating like the value of stuff. This is just more for us to document it into the collection and show it off with you guys, and maybe we'll rate some stuff just for the fun of it. So right here, my mom actually gave me this, and this is a ceramic sushi plate, which is probably what I did tell my mom that I was just very grateful for it. I appreciate it, but there's something a little messed up about there being a SpongeBob sushi plate, and a little bit ironic. But it says wet noodle on the side there, and comes with a little like hot sauce or like dipping bowl, as well as some SpongeBob chopsticks here. And it was made in China. Go figure. Watch this be one of the one products that isn't made in China for some reason. And here's a clip of SpongeBob in China.
准备好了吗，孩子们？
是的，船长。
太小声喽！
是的，船长。
哦，是谁住在深海的大风里里？
海绵宝宝。
Tom Kenny speaks Chinese. No, it's actually every person in the world has a different version of SpongeBob. So big shout to my mom. That is really cute. I'm not gonna lie. She was gonna get this for my nephew, but he likes more like My Hero Academia, One Piece. You know, I love anime too. But she got this for him, and then she was like, "Oh, I was gonna give it to your nephew. You know, insert nephew's name. But I was deciding if I should give it to you or give it to him. Like, who do you think would like it more, you or him?" And I was just like, this is probably a chance where I could be like a good uncle and be like, oh yeah, probably him, you know, he deserves this, great kid. But I know that he's not gonna like this as much as if she got him like a Deku one for My Hero or something. So I just was honest, I was like, me? I will definitely love this more than anybody, because I mean, who could debate it? I have to be one of the top 5 people that would enjoy this the most. The SpongeBob noodle freaking plate. So I only film at the flea market every other week, just so sometimes I can just kind of, you know, those videos are really hard to film, so that way we have time to upload them, get them all edited and stuff like that. But one of the weeks that I was there, I did not film this day, but 2 awesome members of the community, subscribers of the show, that I see at the flea market quite often, brought these 2 items, so I wanted to share them. They're so cool. One of them is this Wilton baking tray, so you can make like SpongeBob cookies or little mini sponge cakes, if you will. It's from 2003. I do have the Wilton like big, I think I have pretty much every SpongeBob cake pan. I think there's only 2. There's this one right here, and then if we can find an image of it, we'll pop it up on screen. It's like a yellow label one as well, but this is green label, and I don't have it, so that is awesome. And then they also gave me this here, which is so freaking cool, and it actually fits me, which is really rare for vintage SpongeBob shirts. This SpongeBob shirt is SpongeBob Surf Shop Bikini Bottom USA, which I'm pretty sure Bikini Bottom is not in the USA, but this cartoon fictional version of it, I suppose, is. It's got this really cool, like, it almost gives me like Rocket Power, Shore Shack kind of vibes to it. Really cool. The blue looks fantastic, and like I said, I don't really get a lot of vintage shirts in. That's one of my favorite things, and things that I wish I had more of in the collection, because I know I'm missing so many of them, is the vintage Nickelodeon and SpongeBob shirts. Because like retro fashion is also so in right now, a lot of stuff can be really expensive, so even trying to collect it can be hard. So when people are able to find it in the wild and then they gift it to me, I always appreciate it so much. So thank you to both of you guys. They know who they are. Appreciate you if they're watching this video. But we got some more stuff too. In the thrift video where I picked up the Nickelodeon light, which is on screen here, Sorry, I didn't want to just walk away like that. The camera was dying, so I'm plugging it in right now. Okay, it's not the end of the video. I just get up and leave. Let's see if we get the camera charging though. All right, I'm back. What do you just say? What do you have to say about this, Woody?
Okay, gotta get back. How do I get back?
All right, so let's check it out. So when I did that video where I picked up the light, I showed you guys this lunch bag in the clip, but I never showed you what was in it. I even said in the clip, I was like, oh, there's something in here. I guess we'll check it out when we get back to the cavern. Never happened. I never showed you what was in it. I forgot. So I did wash it because there was just like, you know, some stains throughout it, but it's a 1998 Rugrats lunchbox, and inside of it was actually this really cool thermos. So you've got Tommy and Spike and Chucky on there. So it's got little notes on it too, as well as like paint splats. It says, why can't they tell us apart? And then it's got Angelica saying, I'm the boss, the future Charlotte DeVille. Could we not just say that I'm pretty sure that like this guy Harold from All Grown Up probably became Angelica's Jonathan. If you don't know Jonathan, well, you just didn't watch enough Rugrats, but Jonathan was the person that Angelica's mom was always talking to on the phone.
Anyway, Jonathan.
I would love to see or now instead of Rugrats All Grown Up, a Rugrats We Have Grown Up, where we get to see them as adults. But unfortunately, I think it's missing like a pop-on lid. Like I think there's something that should twist onto this as well. But hey, man, 1998, it was used by some kid. Well, I mean, it didn't have to be a kid. I guess it could have been like a 94-year-old woman or something. I mean, it was used by somebody. And the fact that it's still this good a shape is definitely a win. And I got this as well from the same person that I got that light from. Also there, I grabbed this too. One of my favorite Patrick plushies from now on. And that is this Universal Studios Graduation Patrick, which is just such a weird thing. You can tell it's Super Season 1 because the hat was originally stitched back like this to kind of be, you know, like Season 1 Patrick where his head's bent backward. But it's the fact that, you know, he has a diploma. This should work as inspiration. You know, I'm a huge advocator of looking at all your options, you know, for your future, you know. There's learning a trade, you can start your own business, entrepreneurship. But obviously one of the best things you could do for yourself is going to college. But if you ever just think to yourself like, oh, I just don't know if I'm smart enough, I just don't know if I could do it. This guy got a diploma. Patrick Starr got a diploma. So if he can do it, then all of you, any of you can do it. Except for you, the guy with the pink sock on, the green sock on, and wearing a blue hat at the same time. I know it's a very specific amount of you. And you might have a little trouble. But everybody else, you can do it. I really hope there's not a guy out there like that. I'm just joking, just in case. There's a guy at home right now who's naked with just 2 socks on and a hat and is like, oh, what the hell? So those items were picked up that day. This was an item that was gifted to me on another day, and that is the Spiderwick Chronicles. I just told the person, they watched the show, I was picking it up and they're like, oh, you know, like, what is this? And I was like, oh, I believe it or not, it's actually a Nickelodeon game. Like, it's an actual Nickelodeon product. And they were so like, what? Like, I remember seeing these Spiderwick Chronicle movies, and they had no clue it was Nickelodeon. And they just told me I could have it. I was like, okay, bet, thank you so much. I am very fortunate to have such awesome friends in my life, people that I've gotten to make relationships with, who often are getting a lot of collectibles, whether it be storage lockers, garage selling. I'm really, really grateful to have the friends that I do, and then also the Rat Pack as well, because there's no way, like I always say, I would be able to build this collection the way I have without them. But you can see, you build this whole setup here. It has the house from the Spiderwick Chronicles, and it also has all the kids as like characters that you can use as like playable pieces. And I just don't, like, it's one of those things, like, they don't really, Nickelodeon does make movies now still. Most people never see them. They're usually sitting like, the live action ones at least are usually sitting in like the dollar bin at like stores or like a Dollar Tree in their DVD section. But this was during an era where they were dropping a lot of really good Nickelodeon live action movies. So when I see this like good quality Spiderwick stuff, I like to pick it up. I think that the aesthetic of it is really cool, and they did a really good job in most of the products. You can see in the close-up of the shot that it's got like this almost like faux leather like book covering texture all over over the entire box, and it's super sturdy. The quality on it is fantastic. So glad that I was able to get this. In a Pixel Game Squad video recently, you may have seen a clip where Riff and the guys were literally just handing me a bunch of like random Rugrats stuff they were finding. They just kept handing it to me, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna pick all this up. And the person gave it to me for like freaking really good deal, like a few dollars each item. I don't know if this is all of it, but I wasn't filming that day. It did get filmed circumstantially, but they always help me out. You guys know that if you guys have seen their videos or seen them in my flea market videos. But I got all of these Rugrats dolls here that I do not have in my collection. This one has like a price tag on it, so like it must have been like at a thrift store or a collectible shop at one point for $4. I think I paid about that anyway. But I'm gonna keep them in the bag just because it keeps them clean. We got Chucky here, but this is from the Rugrats movie. And look at his little jacket. It actually has a little zipper on there that you could like close up his jacket. Behind that you can see his classic like Saturn t-shirt he's got on, but he's so well done. And the reason why I'm keeping him in the bag is Chucky, his plushies are some of the hardest to find in good shape. And it's just because his hair is always so fine that like if you dry him, it shrivels up. If you leave it out and you have dust collecting on it, it can start to get all matted and a little bit gross. So that's the one unfortunate circumstance about collecting Chucky stuff, is unless you can put it on a shelf or there's another shelf above it, I would recommend probably not even displaying the stuff, or unless something you're okay with it kind of getting some wear over time. But since this stuff is vintage, you know, I want to keep it in preserved shape, so I want to keep it protected. And the same thing goes for this little pajama wearing Chucky here. And it's like his pajamas are the same color as his Saturn t-shirt. Like I guess like we wouldn't have been able to recognize him if he was not wearing that. I don't know. But I love it. There's also this Angelica doll, which I'm pretty sure she's supposed to be eating ice cream or like a popsicle in this toy. Either that or she was drinking one of those Grimace shakes. And she has a little hat on, very cute. 1997. And also this talking dill. He's got a little binky here too that actually like you can take out of his mouth and kind of put it back in. Really uncomfortable, but very cute. I love him. And then you get to his batteries through this little poop flap. So they were just handing me these, and I was like, I actually don't have a lot of these Rugrats dolls. I wish I had more of these like random Rugrats dolls, but I leave a lot of them because they're just not in good shape. But these ones were all really solid, so I'm glad that I got to add these, and they've been sitting in the vault this whole time. Okay, so this I got super lucky on. So when I found the lamp, again, that Nickelodeon lamp you saw previously, a couple days later I went to a thrift store that was in this area where I was getting my hair cut, and I walked into the thrift store, and you will not believe what I found. I found this. And I have the price tag still on it to prove it. $1.99. This is a Nickelodeon telephone. So, only problem, you may notice, it does not have the phone. You know, the actual phone. Here, pick up, Woody.
You're my favorite deputy.
Just say you can't talk right now next time, okay? But I looked everywhere. High, low, in between. I was looking in sections that made no sense. I'm talking, I was looking in frickin' grandma's brassieres trying to find this phone, and I could not find it anywhere. Originally it was priced at $12.99, and then I got so desperate because I was like, dude, I cannot walk home, or I was driving. I cannot drive home without this phone piece, because this phone with the phone attached goes for like $100 to $200, and I would not be able to get this into the collection normally without a lot of extra money, and I really wanted to add this. I've been wanting to add this for a long time. So I asked an associate, I was like, hey, do you guys have this like a phone that goes to this? Like, I know it's a long shot. And she was like, yeah, actually when we saw it, like when it came in, it did have a phone, but you know, kids like grab stuff, they move it around, you know, it gets deattached. It probably was taped, but they just took it off. And then from there, the chances of finding it are pretty low, because if an associate finds the phone loose without the body, they don't know where the body of the phone is or what phone it even goes to, so they're probably gonna throw it out, assuming that it's just like a broken phone. So I looked around a little longer, and then she found me again, and she was like, yeah, if you couldn't find the phone, just give me it and I'll give it to you for a lower price. And she gave it to me for $1.99. So at that point, I wasn't gonna leave it anyway, but I couldn't refuse. I grabbed it, and I immediately, as soon as I got home, I started looking up prices online to see if I could find the phone. But I found this online, but I could not find just the phone for sale. I did find everything for pieces, but that was like $80 to $90 because the whole phone didn't work. And I don't know if the receiver is the part that's broken on that. I would like it all working. I'm pretty sure this phone works. I just need to find that phone piece. So I'm gonna be looking out for it in the wild if I just somehow see it. It's a phone that has holes in the handle, pretty notable. Or if you guys at home happen to see one of those phones in the wild or listed online, link me, let me know, because I'm looking for that phone. And if I could do it for all and everything and all for under 50 bucks, that would still be a huge win to complete this phone for the collection. And the cool thing about this phone is it has like a little freaking button here you can make for sound effects. You can change your voice on the actual phone. Like, the Nick stuff was just awesome, man. Okay, next up here we got this freaking slime helmet. Look at it. So this is supposed to be like if you were to get slimed actually at like an event or something like that. It looks pretty ridiculous unless you have a small head so where it actually blends in. For me, it just looks like it's just resting slightly in the air. But this right here, these go for about 50 to 60 bucks. It's a slime head. I made a friend that actually ended up going to one of these like style events and just gave it to me. That they had 2 of them and they only wanted to keep the one. So I was like, all right, I'll take it. So I have my own little slime helmet here to add to the collection. You can see on the bottom there it says Nickelodeon slime head. So you could have bought this at some of these sporting events where it was available in 2002 or in 2022 in the case of this one here. Okay, and then this is stuff that I picked up from Wendy's. So I had to pick this up online. I was not lucky enough to get any of this stuff from the Wendy's event when I went and when they closed them down here in Los Angeles, everybody had like already come and grabbed it like first day so they can sell it on Facebook. But this is the display for the pineapple under the sea frosty. All right, here it was $2.49. It's the 25th anniversary logo there. And this right here is one of those really long posters that they had hung up in the actual restaurant. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm not gonna take it out this tube right now because I don't know if I'll ever be able to get it back in here. It is super, super compressed. Like, you could barely fit a pencil through the middle poster in here. So man, that guy had to wrap this up to get it in here. So I feel like if you touched it with a needle, it would just explode. So I'm gonna leave it like that for now, but we'll have one on screen that you guys can kind of see. I have one listed so you get an example. Next up, we have some media here. You guys would not believe how much media I find when I'm out, you know, and I'm just not filming, but I grab it anyway, of course. Let me just get all of this stuff out for you guys and we'll take a look at it. There's a lot of different DVDs, VHSs, a little bit of everything actually. So when it comes to Dora, you guys know I am very specific, and there are so many Blue's Clues, Dora, different VHSs that are out there, and that's not really like the stuff that I enjoy collecting the most, if I'm just being honest. I did grow up with Dora, I did grow up with Blue's Clues. I love collecting the Blue plushies, she's so cute, but there's seemingly an unlimited amount of DVDs and like compilation boxes that are out there. So now my rule is I only pick them up if they are sealed, and I'm pretty sure I have probably close to a complete set of both of their series. Like, I would say I probably still, even like used, I have probably like 60 to 80% of their DVDs. It's just that I can't for the life of me remember which ones I have and don't have, so I don't pick them up anymore. But if I find them sealed, I do pick it up. So in this case, this was Dora's Fiesta Trip here. This one is brand new sealed, so I did pick it up. So that's kind of my rule now with the Nick Jr. stuff. It's gotta be vintage. Like, I'm not picking up like Team Umizoomi or Paw Patrol, but like if I see Backyardigans, Dora, Blue's Clues, stuff that's like 2005 and earlier, then I will pick it up if it's sealed. So I have this one here. That's not the only Dora one I picked up. I also picked up this one. This is the Nick Jr. Favorite 6. It's got a little bit of some newer stuff in there too with like the Wonder Pets, but Wonder Pets, again, it's kind of one of those shows, like I guess 2007, like I'll reach certain ones I will take, you know, and this one is sealed, so I had to grab that one. I got this one and I was so hyped on it because I remember I really liked the Penguins of Madagascar Nickelodeon show, and this is a special disc similar, like, of course, you know, the Penguins of Madagascar movie on DVD, but this is a special disc for the TV show, and that is Get Ducky, which was a operation special they had on Nickelodeon. Very cute, brand new, sealed as well. This random Gullah Gullah Island VHS that I found here, and you can see Nick Jr. I mean, if it's got that Nickelodeon Jr. logo on there, I gotta pick it up, you know? And then it's got the face there on the back, the original Nick Jr. host. I I've probably got like 7 of these freaking Fanboy and Chum Chum DVDs. They are rare. I think they sell for like 20 bucks. I find them all the time. Same thing with the Sam and Cat like DVD. They both go for about $20 because apparently they're rare. So I always pick them up when I see them, but I think I'm at the point, like I said, I have like 7 of these. I think I'm gonna stop picking them up at this point, or I'll just bring them to my Whatnot streams. We got this one of the few Cinemangas that I don't have. The Who's Hungry SpongeBob Cinemanga here. If you guys don't know what the Cinemanga is, it's basically the episodes played out as like comic books. I loved these growing up. You know, I was such a huge SpongeBob head, even as a child, of course. So being able to be at school and essentially kind of watch the episodes, it was so fun, you know? And just not only are you reading it, like the SpongeBob chapter books were one thing if you're able to read a novelization of those books, but being able to see the artwork of like the characters' expressions and those memeable moments with the audio, it was as close as I could get to being able to watch the episodes at school and getting a pass. Oh man, really cool. They actually have a promotion in here for the SpongeBob movie too. There is some really cool stuff in these books. I actually don't think, is this real? Did they ever come out? They have Cinemangas for Rugrats All Grown Up as also Fairly Odd Parents. I have never seen either of those with Cinemangas before, but apparently they exist. Nor have I really, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't even know if I have seen a SpongeBob movie Cinemanga. But apparently all that stuff is a thing. Next up here we have 2 Doug VHSs here. One of them is Nickelodeon and the other is Disney. Yes, so this is the Nickelodeon Doug's Christmas Story over here. And then this is Doug's Halloween. And technically, this isn't Nickelodeon. I prefer the Nickelodeon Doug to the Disney one, but since it was a Halloween special, I mean, honestly, if I see any of the Doug VHSs out in the wild that I don't have, I will probably still pick them up. But of course, the Nickelodeon ones are a little cooler. So this is the Christmas special one here, and then I said like the Halloween one. But there's also this as well I picked up. I already have the regular movie, but it comes with a book as well, like a little golden book. And I've still never watched this movie, but this Nickelodeon original movie called Albert, the story of a Christmas tree, and it's a Nickelodeon movie. Like I said, they have Nickelodeon movies that are just like movies by themselves. You just don't really hear about them as often unless they're Ninja Turtles. But we'll play a clip from Albert.
Who's ready to get their jingle on? Sing it, Albert!
I'm ready! Jingle me!
Ah, here we go.
And this Christmas, somebody on the channel remind me, I'm gonna watch Albert. I just never watched it. And there's also this one, 3 Jacks and a Beanstalk. Again, I have this DVD, like, you know, in the collection already, but it was brand new sealed, so I had to pick it up. And I think that's all the media. There's also this comic book that a friend at another flea market gave to me. He sells comic books, so he buys and trades and sells comics at the flea market, and he buys collections all the time, and he bought a collection that happened to have this one in here, this Rocko's Modern Life Nickelodeon book. So he gave it to me for free. I was so grateful for it. It's such a cool book too. Issue number 3. I've got many of the Ren and Stimpy comic books, but I don't have any of the Rocko ones. So this is a first in the collection. And that's one, if you learn one thing from this episode of this series, is just to, you know, get to know people that collect the same stuff you do. If you go to flea markets, garage sales, just get talking to people, be nice to people, and you'd be surprised what stuff just ends up kind of happening. You know, so this case, this stuff here at least, the vendor at the flea market held all this stuff for me, and mostly because, like, if they were to sell, like, you know, for example, this, like, you know, soft calculator here for somebody random at the flea market, they might offer them like $3, $5. But if it's an item I don't have in the collection, as long as I can get it for a little less than the market value for it, I'll do it. And a lot of them know that, so they held all of this stuff for me. So I got this really cool soft Rugrats calculator, this little tiny mini Rugrats cup here with Chucky, Tommy, Angelica. These little like party cups here. So you have Angelica on this one, Angelica on that one too. But this one's like super, almost looks like a 90s Taco Bell cup. I love the vibe. And then I got these from them too. Let me get everything out. They helped all of this stuff, so thank you so much. This really cool Fairly Odd Parents, you know, notepad here for Christmas time. It's got Cosmo and Wanda on the back as presents. And that's just how it goes. Like, you know, you can't ask people to hold stuff for you if you're gonna, like, you know, like any of the stuff that people give to me, I never ask for it. They're just super kind individuals that I'm just very fortunate that I cross paths with. But the stuff that I do pick up, I never ask them to hold it unless I plan to pay more than the average person is going to give them at the flea market. Because why would they hold it for me? You know what I mean? Why hold it? I mean, unless just to be nice again. but why, when they're there to make money, they probably could make more money selling to somebody else if I'm gonna give them like a nickel and a dime for it. So I try to, you know, pay up, if you will, so that way I do get the access of them holding stuff. Maybe sometimes it may be some more common stuff, you know, some notepad stuff like that, but you never know. One week they could get a Nickelodeon phone that doesn't have the body, and I would have been able to get it because they held it for me. And you'll never know what those people will end up, you know, finding along their journey, so you want to be that guy for whatever the type of thing you're hoping that, you know, they hold. So next up here is this, you know, thankfully I don't even think that they would have known this was Nickelodeon had it not had the Nickelodeon stamp right there at the top. This is the Raving Rabbids here, the Rabbids Invasion. There was a brief amount of time that the Rabbids had a TV show on Nickelodeon. I think it maybe had like one season, but because the Raving Rabbids are such a successful video game franchise and it had a TV show on Nickelodeon at this point, I think Ubisoft and Nickelodeon just had way too much confidence in the show. I think it was, you know, maybe not way too much, but I think they just assumed the show was going to be a hit off the bat. So they made a huge line of merch for the series. And I've been trying to collect that stuff when I get the opportunity. I've got a couple items, but it's not stuff that you see very, very frequently. But I got to get this piece right here. This is one of the Rabs with the drill. There's a you can see a couple other figures they got on the back right there. But a kind of obscure Nickelodeon line. I would say maybe what, 2014, so, you know, this was definitely towards this. I was at this point like 18 years old, so I would not have had a chance to probably collect this in my childhood. I would have only been able to get it like in a situation like this, and this feels very old Nick to me, even though it is 2014. It feels very like Fanboy and Chum Chum, that's era of cartoons to me, even though it's not. So that's why I kind of enjoy collecting it. I think the Rabbids feel very Nickelodeon. Next up here, we got these two ornaments here that are from It's a SpongeBob Christmas. So during the release of the Claymation mini movie It's a SpongeBob Christmas, they released a line of a couple different products. We've gotten very fortunate to get a It's a SpongeBob Christmas card in from our box that we got from Cody a while back, and I've been finding a couple of these ornaments here and there. So it has the branding for It's a SpongeBob Christmas, which I think is really unique, and by that I mean like there's no other products that share this same packaging style, so I really like that. So there's two ornaments there, and that's all I got from that guy on this day. Some of the other stuff you guys may see in the future as well in the videos as I'm filming them, but I was really glad they held all that stuff, of course. This I paid for online. I just don't know what happened to it, but I lost my pink Reptar here. I mean, it's probably somewhere in the vault that I just cannot locate, but when I was looking at like all my Reptars, because most of my Reptars I have them out of the box, I put them up here in this Reptar freaking shrine here, and I realized, I was like, hey, what happened to the Culture Fly one? There used to be this freaking Black Friday exclusive Culture Fly Reptar, and I think it was because if you ordered the Nick box on the particular time, like Black Friday, they would give you as a bonus item this pink Reptar. And I wanted to have it in the collection, so not only I could have it, but so I can put it up here with all the rest of my Reptars. I try to have as many Reptars as I possibly can. I mean, being that my nickname on YouTube is King Reptar, I figured that I kind of have to have this, if not the biggest, one of the biggest Reptar collections, so I wanted to get this one, so I ordered this one online. It's just been sitting in the vault until I had the right time. So the nice little soft vinyl Reptar figure, this will be getting added up there with the rest of the Reptars, and I'm pretty sure it's just a remolding of this Reptar here. I'm actually probably gonna take this one out the box too, honestly, so you can have both of them out. So yeah, is it the same? Actually, he's a little smaller. This one's a little bit smaller, but I did also freeze this one in liquid nitrogen one day, so that could be it too. But it's a little smaller than the pink one here, but I'm pretty sure they're the exact same mold, just, you know, a little bit different in the sizing. You might think that I'm joking about the freezing him in liquid nitrogen thing if you're like new to me on YouTube, but for those of you guys that have been around for a while, you know that that's probably and is a very real thing. I did freeze him in liquid nitrogen. It just kind of sounds ridiculous unless you know my full history on YouTube, and that's something that happens to me like often in life, where I'm like, oh yeah, I bathed in Coke for 24 hours. Oh yeah, I installed a heater in my car on a day where it was 115 degrees and kept my heater on in the car, and me and my friend tried to see how long it would take for one of us to die or get out the car in a competition. Oh yeah, that really happened. Like, all that stuff really did happen. Oh, I ate the two world's hottest peppers both on the same day, back to back. that really did happen. But I mean, it just sounds like I'm making stuff up. All right, so next up here, this came up online. This was a huge lot of a bunch of these weird Nickelodeon stickers and a couple Arthur ones for some reason, but I grabbed it because there was a huge collection of these. If you guys don't know how these work, these are those classic push coin stickers where you put your quarters in, it puts out one of those little like white like flat cardboards and the stickers in between it, but they were all Nickelodeon ones. So there's this SpongeBob one, Life's a Beach, you got Rugrats, Angry Beavers, more Angry Beavers, Cat Dog, Hey Arnold, the Thornberries, and these are all technically individual new items to the collection. So as far as numbers go, I mean, this is a lot of freaking numbers. We got the Reptar there, we got the Rugrats, another Cat Dog one. Not Arthur ones here, sorry. I'll show you the Arthur if you really want me to show you the Arthur ones. I assumed you didn't want me to, but maybe I'll show you the Arthur ones.
What? No.
They want to see the Arthur ones, Woody. We have the Hey Arnold, the classic SpongeBob logo one, the Howdy Partner Tommy, Thornberries, the Rugrats, little dill sticker, Spike's dog license, and then also one more Cat Dog one. And then the Arthur ones, I'll show you guys a scan shot of like all the Arthur ones, but my favorites are this one. These two, these are my two favorites of them all. There's actually three, I have three favorites. They're all pretty cool. We have Alan, this particular guy, the freaking smart guy from Arthur. He has his own sticker. Mr. Ratburn sees all, with him like menacingly staring at Arthur doing his work. And then GW rides again. So I got all those for an amazing deal, like less than $1 each, which I mean, you could only get those prices in the 2000s. And even then they were like $1 each. So I mean, it's technically better than vintage pricing. The same person who gave me that SpongeBob shirt, as well as the other SpongeBob cake tray, also gave me this random SpongeBob hanger. I did think I might have some of these. I just don't know if it's this exact design. So I was like, okay. It was like, why not? A while ago, you guys saw me order all of those SpongeBob prototypes in this video on screen here. It was an amazing video, and the person that I picked them all up from saw the video and they were like, hey, I was looking through all my stuff and I actually found one more, and I just wanted to say thank you, for picking up the other ones, and also the video was awesome. His words, not mine. I thought it was an okay video, but I'm glad he thought it was awesome.
What are you doing out here?
It was awesome, Woody. But he sent me one more prototype that he actually still had. I'm setting it up for you guys, okay? Give me a second. His eyes are broken off, but just like the other ones, they're very fragile. They could easily be re-added on. And that is the Mr. Krabs figures here from the Jack Specific toy line. So the Mr. Krabs prototype, the early model of him. So after I repair his eyes on this one, he'll be going on our prototype shelf as well too. But again, this was kind of a gift, and I wasn't filming when I received this one, and there was no way to like really work it into the video. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just put it aside, and this now it has its date. And I hope you guys like this video. I hope it's not too all over the place. If you guys enjoy it, please take the time to let me know in the comments down below, because I just don't know sometimes, like, is this something you guys would want to see more of, like out of the vault type stuff like this? Like, this is one where it's a lot of stuff you haven't seen before, but maybe if it's some stuff you haven't seen on the channel in years, or being able to kind of give a story time on some stuff and like how it got into the collection, just let me know. I would really appreciate it. Some more items that just kind of ended up here. We have this one of Tucker. This is like him being pulled by a ghost, because ghosts are apparently invisible unless they're Danny Phantom and all the other villains, but he's getting pulled away by a ghost. I guess from the eyes of people that don't know about the ghost world, you can kind of see how that would work. This is a cake topper of Tommy and Chucky on top of Spike. This is an item I found at the flea market from the guy. I told you guys in the flea market videos, if you guys watch those, that he has a bins, and it always is $1 one item. Everything in the bins is $1. A lot of stuff is like, just stuff that you might even consider junk. It's like if somebody's junk drawers became bins and they just put them all out, but you never know what's in those. And I actually found this, which is an original handy dandy notebook for $1 from 1998. Just a handy dandy notebook here. It's got all of the different stuff inside of there too. This whole book goes for like, I think like $40-50. Like, they're pretty rare to find them in good shape. So I was really hyped to find it for $1 because I don't have an original one. The one that I have is a reproduction one that is really, really cute. I love it. But it's cool to have an original one just for the archive here. Some more items that were given to me by people, like as freebies with other items that I picked up. We have this like weird Squidward. Like, I don't know why he looks like the devil. His face is really sinister. He's got like Michael Jackson Thriller eyes, kind of. Sorry, Squidward. You've got some of these meal toys here. This is the SpongeBob House Party like meal toy. This one's a meal toy too, and it comes with like a poster, I think, for SpongeBob's House Party. Just that logo though is just so like iconic for my childhood. Again, with like some other stuff, you know, the person didn't even charge me for it. They were just like, yeah, just take it. It's this little like SpongeBob colorable postcard essentially. This item, Riff over from Pixel Like Game Squad found it and just like handed it to me. I think I picked it up for like $3 or something. This is a Jimmy Neutron bobblehead knocker. It's got a mini magnet, so he's actually a clock. You put batteries in him and he magnetically like links to like your locker, your car dashboard, wherever you got this magnetic, and it's a little clock, and he also rocks back and forth Jimmy's head there. Really cool sculpt of Jimmy though, to be honest, and you just don't really find a lot of like vintage Jimmy Neutron products that are still sealed like this, so it was an instant pickup when he passed it to me. This guy I won in a Whatnot auction, I think for like $5. It's really beat up, but I've never seen it before. This like card game, this this Nickelodeon card game, it's called Still the Chicken. It looks like maybe it was a Scholastics like maybe mail-in game or something like that. You can see all the different Nickelodeon characters on the side though. Plastic on it is really messed up, but again, it was on Whatnot, $5. I always say Whatnot is an amazing place to pick up stuff that you wouldn't believe for a great deal. It's not as big a selling platform, but not yet as quite as big as like eBay or Mercari, so you get a lot of really good deals over there. If you collect anything, I would recommend at least checking it out and seeing what there's available. You can use my link in the description, and when you do, you get $15 for free that you can use towards your first pickup. So in the case of this, I would have literally got it for free, but I used my $15 coupon like the first day. So I don't have that anymore, but you get to use that $15 for free. And if you're also there for my streams, I do giveaways every single stream. I'm not the only one that does that. There's a lot of people that do giveaways too. So that link's down below, but check it out. Don't check it out. I highly recommend it though. If you're a collector of anything for another access point to product, you know, you always want to open up you broaden your horizons, because you never know what deals are out there. Next up here, we've got the Patrick as well as the SpongeBob. I think I picked these up for a couple bucks at a garage sale. That I'm the kind of guy where like if I'm driving and it's on my route home, if I don't have to like go on the other side of the road, I don't have to make an illegal U-turn. If it's on my side of the road and I see parking and there's a garage sale, I'm stopping. All right. I don't care what time it is. I don't care what day of the week it is, what holiday it is, I'm stopping. But they had a lot of Christmas stuff. I didn't have a lot of hope. I was hoping to find maybe some like, you know, cartoon related ornaments. And I did find like a Scooby and a Scrappy Doo ornament, but I also found these too. This SpongeBob ornament here with a little mini Gary licking the snowflake. And this Patrick here sledding down the snow. So green label, green and white label. That shows that this kid or person was a long time, you know, at least a SpongeBob fan for a few years, so I like that. And there's also a fun little Nick Knowledge on the back there. This was another Whatnot pickup. I got it for $10 with I think $5 shipping. Freaking brand new Dora the Explorer plug and play. Any of the plug and play sealed like this are usually like 40 to 50 bucks just because they're super collectible. And yeah, I mean, I wasn't really on the search for the Dora one. Again, I'm really particular when it comes to like Dora stuff. And for 15 bucks, man, though, I mean, they got freaking map as the little like handle right there too. Like that's pretty sweet looking. So for $15, I couldn't pass that up. So we have a brand new sealed Dora plug and play. I've never played this one. I never played this one growing up. I mean, it looks good enough, as most of the plug and play games are pretty solid, but I think what makes them so collectible is not only the exclusive games that are only available on these plug and plays, but I think that just the controllers themselves are so well done. They're so detailed. They're original designs for this, and Jack Specific did a fantastic job on this whole product line. And last but not least, one of my favorite items, that's why I saved it for last, we have this SpongeBob jellyfish alarm clock. So it's SpongeBob reading a book on jellyfishing with his jellyfishing glasses on it. It lights up, and it's also an alarm clock. The only problem with it is that like I cannot get like, I think that like his body was supposed to go on there and like snap on really well, really hard. Oh, well, never mind. I guess it's not that hard. It was previously when I tried this. It didn't really work getting it back on the light. So yeah, now nothing's wrong with him. He's great. There's no issue. But he lights up and is an alarm clock. I love pieces like this. Stuff that just have great shelf appeal. You can put it on the shelf. Everybody knows exactly what it is from a distance. And he's adorable on top of it. If he's still working, like the lights and all, of course I will get a shot for you guys so you guys can take a better look at him. Could very well need like a light replacement. It's actually a night light, so you can actually, turn the light on auto, so if the room's dark, he'll turn off. If the room's light, then you know it'll turn off. Or maybe it works on like a time thing, like a certain time it turns on, but that's actually considered a night light inside there. But if the light needs to be replaced, I don't even know what kind of light bulb that is, to be honest with you. Like, what is that? Like, what? This is like one of those little freaking things from the Trouble games. Some kind of weird light bulb, but hopefully it just works. And that is actually the end of the bin. So this was another episode of Out of the Vault. Out of the Vault. If you guys enjoyed it, hit the thumbs up button. If you guys want to see another episode of Out of the Vault, it will be items that were already in the vault, not some items like this where I was just in the vault circumstantially that you guys hadn't seen. So keep that in mind. If you guys want to see that, let me know. Again, I would greatly appreciate it. Stay tuned here. There's actually a few items. There's a lot of this is going to go back into the vault, especially like the media stuff. But there might be a few items here that I'm actually going to add here in our showcase room today. So stay tuned for that. But before that, you know the drill. Scan it. This guy, let's see. Let's watch me already have this one. Let's see though. We have Crime and Punishment, Friends Forever, Krusty Krab Adventures, and yes, as I suspected, Who's Hungry is brand new here to our Cinemanga. And I'm not saying I have the world's biggest Nickelodeon book collection, but I do have a lot, and it's crazy that I've never gotten another Cinemanga for any other series. Like, I'm sure they exist, because like, why would they advertise them? But it's just random that I've never found one or got one in. I will be swapping out my reproduction handy dandy notebook. I will be keeping this one though, and swapping in the officially licensed handy dandy notebook. There we go, right on top of the thinking chair. The spike with Tommy and Chucky on top is right next to the big spike with Tommy and Chucky on top. Chucky with the pajamas was too cute to put away, and like I said, there is a shelf over him, so the dust is usually, that's what people always ask about, the dusting. I don't really get that much dust on these shelves. The most dust collects right here on top, these shelves here, because dust typically settles like up there. It doesn't usually land on these shelves as much. I mean, there's a little bit, but it's not too bad. And the Jimmy Neutron is going in our blister section, of course. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new here, Patreon, whatnot, all that information's down below. I'll see you guys in this video right here. I know you're gonna love it. And as always, Rat Pack, I'll see you beautiful people in the next one. Adios and bloop.